Hello, welcome to a new video. It is time for my October TBR. Now, little disclaimer, this is not going to mean anything to you, but I'm currently filming this on the 7th of September. I am going to Ashes for like 2.5 weeks. So the time I would usually film, edit and upload this, I'm not going to be at home. So I've had to do this super early in the month. I've hardly made a dent in my September TBR, but here we are. You wouldn't have known that without me telling you, but it's fine. It doesn't matter. But I've now got to sit on this TBR and not be able to read it for like 3 weeks, which is going to be frustrating. But anyway, let's get stuck in. I am not doing any readathons in October. I keep going to say September. It's October's TBR. I don't currently have any readathons planned for October. I have had a look and I can't find any that I want to do. And there's not many announced at the moment because I feel like it's a bit too early in the month. So what I've done my TBR game and then I've picked out some spooky-ish books that I would like to read in October. And if nearer October, a readathon gets announced where I can fit these books I've chosen into prompts, then I will take part. If not, it's just going to be me reading all these spooky books. It's on brand and theme for October. I'm here for it. So let's get stuck in with my May the TBR be with you rolls, and then I'll go through all the other books. Let's go. Okay, so last month we ended on Coruscant, so let's see what planets we're gonna get to. Today's dice have been picked by Ash, so I have hopes for them. We're using the Stranger Things dice for the planets, and then we're using these because this has like Halloween-y vibes, and then this it's actually koi, but it looks like blood splatter, which works for Halloween. So 5 planets. That is an 8, so that is Tatooine. A 3, which is Mandalore. A 9, which is Camino. A 4, which is Lothal. And a 5, which is Scarif. Okay, so roll number 1. That's a 6 and a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Roll number 2, that's a 2 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll number 3. Is that a double 4? Yes, double 4. Yeah, when I was right there. Yay. So for Tatooine, we have R2-D2, a book with a sidekick. So it took a few rolls, but I landed on the first planet, which was Tatooine. And I pulled the R2-D2 prompt, which is a book with a sidekick. Now, for this, I have chosen my reread of House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J Maas for the Mass Along. I'm really excited to tab and annotate this. I said this about House of Earth and Blood, which I haven't yet tackled because we're only 7 days into the month. But I'm very excited to reread this series because I love this series. I know I say that about all of Sarah J Maas series, but shh, it's not the point. But yeah. There's a whole bunch of people that could be classed as sidekicks in this, so it works. Okay, roll number 4. Oh my god, a double 5, yes! Mandalore, we have Din Djarin, a hardback book. I love that. And then the dice did me good. They gave me another double, which meant I went straight to Mandalore, which is great because that was quite a jump. Straight to Mandalore, pulled the Din Djarin card, which is such an easy one. It's one of my favourite prompts on this, and it's to read a hardback book. So for this, me and Ash are actually going to buddy read Miss Rule by Heather Walter. We're doing this thing where we could like try and buddy read at least one sapphic book a month together, like buddy read, because you know, we're a sapphic couple, and we both want to finish this duology because we both enjoyed Malice. So yeah, also I feel like this fits the theme for October, so we're winning. Okay, roll number 5. We need to get back down to Camino. Okay, that's a 4 apparently, and that's a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll number 6. A 6 and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll number 7. A 6 and a 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nice. Camino, we have Echo, a book that had a cover change. Okay, took another few rolls to get to Camino, but I finally got there. Pulled the Echo card, which is a book that's had a cover change. Again, a really easy prompt. I have gone with Fear Street by R.L. Stine. Now, I'm going to say this now. I would quite like to read all 4 of the short stories that's in this book. However, that is 552. I don't know. So officially, I'm putting Fear Street, but the amount of those 4 books I get through, because I will be logging them separately, it's 4 separate books, will depend on how the month goes. And this has definitely had cover change because this has had multiple covers. And I know for a fact it's had multiple covers just based on the fact that it used to be 4 separate books, which had their own cover, and now it's 1 book in a bind up like this. I've had this since, like, what year did this bind up come out? This bind up came out in September 2020, and I bought it when it came out. I think it was like a month after it came out. So I've had this for like 4 years. It's time to read it. Okay, we've got to get back up to Lothal. So roll number 8. That's a 6 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're not getting, this ain't happening. Roll number 9. Is that double 3? Yes. Lothal. Chopper, an electric book. Yes. And then we eventually got another double. Far too close to the end of my rolls. Not feeling confident at this point that I'm not ending up with a lightsaber. But I landed on Lothal and I pulled the Chopper prompt, which my boy Chop. An electric book, which basically means an ebook or an audiobook. And this doesn't mean that I can't have the physical book as well. So I have just picked one of my random ones that I have the audiobook for, and it is The Keeper by Guadalupe Garcia McCall, and I apologise if I have just butchered that name. I'm really excited to read this. This is like a middle grade horror, which is my jam. So, but the audiobook is on Everand, I believe, so I will be listening to the audiobook. So that counts. Okay, we have 1 roll. The only way I'm getting from Lothal to Scarif is with a double. Otherwise, I've got another lightsaber month, and I don't want that. Roll number 10. It's a 5 and a 3. Is there any point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lightsaber time. Okay, we're having to use my iPad for the list. I do have Everyday Angel still on here because I am filming this ridiculously early and I haven't read it yet. So that's staying on there. So if I pull number 4, it's going back in. Let's go for, should we do yellow? Number 3, Half a King. Oh no. Oh, the only way you're getting to Scarif was another. I didn't get another double. So I didn't make it to Scarif. So we pulled a lightsaber. And I pulled one that I would have rather had. There was some other books on there that I would rather have. But I pulled Half a King by Joe Abercrombie. Now, I have never read any Joe Abercrombie. I know he's like a big deal in like adult fantasy writing. I've just never really had any interest. But I've heard people talking about Half a King, and I cannot remember now because it was so long ago. I cannot remember who specifically it was that talked about it. And the way they talked about it made me want to read it. So I put it on my wish list, and Hattie got me it. So thank you, Hattie. And this was a while back. I can't remember when she got me it, but it was a while back, and it doesn't matter. I've had it long enough. It's getting read, so I should be glad. And the audiobook is on Libby, which will make it a bit easier. I am looking forward to reading it because I am still interested in it. I just think I'm a little bit daunted at this point, but it's fine. I'm going to read Half a King. So they are my TBR rolls. Now, the rest of the books are books that I would like to get to. I do have a few mandatory reads. So I have Shadow Study by Marie V. Snyder for Chronicles of Ixialong. This, I am gutted because I've got a certain set of covers. It's almost impossible to get the cover I need for this. So I guess I'm not owning these. The only way I can see to get these covers is if I buy it as a set of 6 with the original trilogy, but I already have the original trilogy, so I'm not purchasing them again just to get these 3. So I'll just have to borrow these from either Ash or the library. It's fine, it's fine. I'm not having mishmash copies, but it's fine. But I do still want to read it, so to the library. I need to double check, but I believe, so I am putting it on this list. My buddy read with Kelly is Fools Assassin by Robin Hobb. Yay. If this wasn't the final trilogy, I wouldn't be reading it. And I just want all the characters from Live Ship Traders to be in this. And I know I'm asking a lot. And don't tell me if they are or they're not, because spoilers, I'll find out for myself. Because if I know they're not, then I'm just not going to want to read this book. And I need to read this series because I have come too far in this series. I have read 13 books in this series and I have 3 left. You can bet your bottom dollar I'm reading these 3. Even if I hate them, I'm reading them. I don't like the Fitz stories. I understand people love Fitz. I hate him and I hate all of his books. It's fine. So I believe we'll be reading this. However, I have to do Robin Hobb with audio, and for some reason on Libby, the audiobook is set into 2 volumes, and the first volume has an 8-week wait and the second volume has a 4-week wait. Make it make sense. So I've put holds on both of them and hopefully I can get them in time for October. There is time, so I have some hope. We'll see. So we'll be doing that buddy read. Chloe's Crime Scene Corner book for October. Now, I don't read most of the books that are on Chloe's Crime Scene Corner, and I always feel really bad because I want to support my friend, but I'm not going to force myself to read books. However, October's book is The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher. This is one of the few T. Kingfisher I've looked up the trigger warnings for, and I'm okay with reading. And it sounds really good. So I'm going to join in on that buddy read, or that read. Might not be on the buddy read. We'll see what dates they are. But yeah, I will be joining in on reading that for the month of October. My only other book I need to read is not a definite yet. So Chloe from Chloe Reads Books, who also runs Chloe's Crime Scene Corner, does a buddy read with her Patreons, and we suggest books from her TBR and then we vote on the options. Now my option is tied first place with another option right now. The only way I'm joining in on this buddy read is if my option wins, because the other 3 options I'm not interested in reading, which is fine. I've had quite good luck with picking books. But if my option wins, we'll be reading Bride, and I actually forgot I just recently reread it to tab and annotate. So I guess I'll be doing that again. Just won't have to tab and annotate. I'll just be reading it for funsies, which would be the 3rd time this year. Is this my new love hypothesis? It's not even that high up in my list of favourites, but I love it. I hope this wins, but if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. So this might be on my TBR, it might not. Will I probably still read it even if it doesn't win? Probably. So there's that. And apart from that, everything else is just books I would like to get to. So we have All That Consumes Us by Erica Waters. I absolutely love Erica Waters books, and they are just so... Oh, I actually don't have The River Has Teeth yet. I need to get that. I need to purchase that. But I loved Ghostwood Song, and I love The Restless Dark. So I'm really excited to read this one. And yeah, I actually can't remember what this is about, but I remember when it came out, I was reading the blurb and I was like, I need it. Plus it's Erica Waters. I feel like she's an auto buy for me now. Next up is the one that if I don't get to, it's not the end of the world, but I would kind of like to get it off of my TBR. and it is For Better or Cursed by Kate Williams. It's the second book in the Babysitter's Coven. I read the first book and it was okay, but I then went and purchased this, and I don't know why, but now I have to read it, and part of me wants to love it, but then part of me doesn't, because then I'm going to have to try and find the matching American paperback of the third book. So we're going to see, but I would quite like to get to it. And hopefully it is better than the first one, because I was a bit about the first one. Next up is one that Jem is going to be very happy about. And I actually can't remember if me and Jem said we were going to buddy read this. So please remind me, Jem, if we said we were going to buddy read this. Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. I'm actually terrified to read this. It sounds incredible, but this is adult horror, and I don't read adult horror. I'm actually terrified. I will be reading this during the day. I will not be reading this at night, because this sounds terrifying. So yeah. Also, thanks, Jem, for getting it off my wish list for my birthday. Next up is another one to end a series, which I haven't done any of those. I've only got a continuous series so far for October, but I've been doing well the last few months this year. But it is the Torchbearers by Ali Condé and Brendan Reichers. I have loved the first two books in the Dark Deep series, and I'm still absolutely fuming that this got abandoned publishing in the UK. So I've got the UK paperbacks of the first two books, and this is the US paperback, which it's great, but it doesn't match my first two books. So I will have to probably replace the first two books in this series just to have a matching set. That's fine. It's fine. But I've really enjoyed this series, and it's a middle grade spooky, which again is more my level. Sticking with middle grade, we've got Dead Voices by Catherine Arden. I am so excited to read this. I also have the third book in this series, so maybe I'll add that as well if I've got time. But I absolutely loved Small Spaces, so I'm excited to continue the series. Annoyingly, I don't think I can read book 4 in this series because it has clowns, and I can't do clowns. So that's a bit frustrating, but I can at least read the first 3. Next is another one I've had for a while. I think I pre-ordered this one, which means I've had it since 2021. And it is The Woods Are Always Watching by Stephanie Perkins. This is a really short one, so I think I'll be okay with this. I read There's Someone Inside Your House years ago. Absolutely devoured that book, absolutely loved it. So I'm very excited to read this, because I think Stephanie Perkins is really good at writing YA horror. I know a lot of people don't like There's Someone Inside Your House. I do get why some people don't, but I really like it. So I have high hopes for this, but also it is only like 200 pages. And then the final physical book I have is A Taste of Darkness, which is a collection of short stories. So it's 13 nightmare-inducing stories from the queens of YA suspense. And it's got like Melinda Salisbury, Amy McCulloch, Kat Dunn, which are the 3 on here who I have read from before. Oh, and Maria Kuzniak. Oh, I don't think Maria has a book. I think she just helped edit it. No, she does have a book. So yeah. There's 4 authors in here that I've read from before and enjoyed, so I'm excited for this. And then I have 2 that are on my NetGalley, which I would quite like to get to. I cannot remember the authors. So first up, we have Rabbits, which I want to say by Terry Miles. The book's going to be there. The book cover's going to be on the screen. I think it's Terry Miles. We'll see if I'm right. And then the other one is Raising Hell, who I think... Bryony Pierce. If I remembered them, I'm going to be so proud of myself. But I would quite like to get to both of those. I've had the NetGalley arcs for longer than I would like to admit, but I am smashing it through my NetGalley. I am now down to 1 page of books on my NetGalley. Like, what? I'm so proud of myself. So I would like to get 2 more crossed off, and these are like spooky-ish or like creepy books. So... or like just fit in the theme. One's a werewolf book and one's like a thrillery suspense, so they both fit the theme for October. But will I get to all these in October? Who knows. I don't have a huge amount of plans in October, so it might happen, it might not, we shall see. But I also would like to get to other like spooky-ish books if I find them, but these are the ones I'm going to focus on. I definitely feel like I've forgotten something, but who knows? Who knows? But for now, that is my TBR for October. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Bye.